Hey, all the listeners that are on with us today with Radio Campesina. We have another very special guest with us today that we'll introduce momentarily. But I am Arturo Rodriguez, President Emeritus of the United Farm Workers. We are extremely excited because we have a woman that really made history here in Nevada, for all of us here in the country, made us extremely proud of the hard work that everybody does when it comes to these election campaigns. And so today we have with us Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, who's joining with us, the first Latina to get elected as a U.S. Senator and the first woman in the state of Nevada. So times are changing, folks. This is just the beginning, I'm sure, for lots more to happen in the state of Nevada. But Senator, it's so great to have you on the program today. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Arturo, thank you. Thanks for the invitation. I'm always excited to join Radio Campesina and do a shout out. Let me just do a quick shout out. You talked about me being the first Latina in the United States Senate. That's because of all the Latinos in Nevada that were out there helping me, along with the strength of our organized labor there. So thank you so much. And I am excited. This is going to be a great election, I think. I feel it. There's a lot of energy out there.
You know, that's exactly right. There is tremendous amount of energy. I think everybody really begins to feel, and they're pumping and with all the excitement that's going on, and not only in Nevada, but throughout in California and Arizona and so forth. So, Senator, just tell us, why is it, in your words, because you've known Senator Biden, you've known Senator Harris, or Vice President Biden, I should say, and Senator Harris. Tell us a little bit, why is it important for people to go out and vote for them?
So, I was born and raised in Las Vegas and in Nevada. It's my home state, and so many people live there now. It's become a beautifully diverse state. And the strength of that state is that diversity, but also the hard work of so many hardworking families. They're members of organized labor. I talked about that earlier. United Farm Workers have been just tremendous in our state and helping us and talking to our families why it's important. Who's going to be there fighting for them? Who is going to step up for their children's education? Who is going to be there to ensure that they get health care when they need it? In the middle of this pandemic, when we know, and I've seen it in Las Vegas, our community has been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. And too many Latinos need that access to healthcare. They need the testing, they need the PPE, they need to know that somebody is looking out for them as well. And that is Biden Harris. Joe Biden is there for them. And he has a national strategy to help our families. Many of our families are small business owners, entrepreneurs. And he's got a strategy and a plan to make sure that they have access to capital, to make sure that their businesses can thrive. We need to address the healthcare pandemic because we know it has impacted our economy. So we have to stay focused on stemming the spread of that virus, but we also have to have a plan of turning our economy around. And in Joe Biden's plan, unlike President Trump's, because President Trump doesn't have one, trust me, I've been here for 4 years in the United States Senate. I haven't seen the plan yet. I've been asking for it, but I haven't seen it. But Joe Biden has one. Joe Biden is he's talking to our families about helping them with their businesses, helping them keep a roof over their head, making sure they have a job, looking out for education and
Ability to be able to share with everybody else the importance of this. What are you saying to those that are voting for the first time? Because we've seen that all over the country, that people have gotten so excited about this election. They feel it's so important and so critical that many times people are registering to vote for the first time and going out there to vote. Why is it important that they do this?
Well, first of all, I say thank you and cheer them. Every time I hear somebody who is a first-time voter, cheer them on, because this is so important. It really, in civic engagement, we all have, if you have an opportunity to vote, this is a country that allows you to exercise your right to vote, to elect somebody who is going to be there representing you and fighting for you. And that's what makes this country great. And it is so important that we not squander that right to vote or that we just don't show up. We have to utilize it and make sure that we're voting for those, not just at the federal level, but in our own communities, right? Our elected leaders who are going to fight and be there advocating so that our families can have a better life, so we can have that the dignity of a job and have that future that we all care about. It is so important. And so every time I hear it, I think people should get out and vote. If you're a first time voter, I will be there to cheer you on. I think it's fantastic. And Nevada makes it very easy. You can register same day. There's same day registration. So if you want to
Oh,
get out and vote in Nevada, you can register if you haven't registered before and get out and vote. And I'm going to give you the site to figure out if you're not registered or you want to register. Go to iwillvote.com/NV, and that will give you not only if you're registered or not, but your polling site. And then you can actually track your poll once you mail in, have a voting plan. Let me just say this, have a voting plan. Everybody needs a voting
right.
plan. Because in Nevada, you can do it by mail or you can do it in person. And if you do it by mail or you take your mail-in ballot and you put it in a drop box, you can track it. You can literally see where it's going and when it's been counted. And you can do that by going to nvdems.co /track my ballot. All this information's on the Secretary of State's website. So,
Great.
or the Democratic Party's website. We've got all this information available for you. But please, I think it is so important. And let me just say one final thing, because my grandmother, my Mexican American grandmother, just so believed in giving back in her community. You know, she lived in Southern Nevada. She worked her entire life. She was a sales clerk and worked hard until she retired. But most important things were two things: her family. Let me say three things: her family, priority first, going to church every Sunday, and she walked to church every Sunday, and voting. She was in a neighborhood where she could go to her local school and vote, and she did it every time. And that's why I stress to so many people, it does make a difference. Some of these races are very close, and I know people get frustrated and they think, oh, my vote doesn't matter. It does. It does, because we all are part of this. This country makes it so great for us to be a part of what our community is about and who we want to be as the United States. And if we are all participating in the right, in that democracy, that means we're all voting and exercising that right to vote.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One last question, because I know we're going to be talking to a lot of young folks on this program. What are you saying to the young folks? How do you get them motivated? How do you get them excited and inspired, Senator?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, let me just say the younger generation are motivated. And I found this out because I've been talking to so many of them over the last 4 or 5 years. They are engaged. They are engaged because they've figured out how to be entrepreneurs at the same time address social justice issues, right? Climate change or social justice, or how do you address an education where you have to mortgage your future just to get that education? It's outrageous. And so many of them have figured this out and they're focused on it. And so they're already engaged. But what I tell the young generation when I talk to them is, listen, it's not my future. This is your future you should be fighting for. You hold us accountable. You should be holding us accountable for your future because we're in a position to have an impact. But at the end of the day, you need to be engaged because you should be fighting for your future as well. And it starts by voting. It starts by getting out and turning out for those elected leaders who are going to be there on your behalf. Or as a younger generation, getting involved in running for office yourself and
Right.
being an advocate. But that's what this is about. I so believe in civic engagement. We all need to be involved in our communities, in our country.
Well, certainly you're a tremendous example for what you've done, what you've accomplished and achieved. And we're, again, so excited to have you on the program today. To all the listeners, if you want to get involved in the campaign, the Biden-Harris campaign there in Las Vegas, call 661-750-9756. And we will immediately get you engaged in the campaign, walking precincts, phoning, whatever it is that you can do and how you can contribute. But again, thank you so much, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, for your time, for your experience, for all that you do on behalf of Nevada and all that you do on behalf of all of us throughout the country. We really appreciate it. And I'll just say at the end, si se puede.
Si se puede. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. It's great to join you. Everyone stay safe and get out and vote.